in tomorrow's debate, the moderator will be Candy Crowley, and it's a town hall format where members of the audience would ask a question, and Candy Crowley would go and basically hand the mic to the audience member to ask a question. Now, Candy has recently been on television and written in her blogs that she wants to do follow-up questions. And, you know, if an audience member asks this question and, you know, she would say, well, this is an opportunity for me to follow up and say, hey, what about X? What about Y? What about Z? Anyway, let's go to the tape and she'll explain what she envisions her role to be in this next debate.
It's really not about me. And that's what I keep. When this seems like, oh, what about this, what about that, I think it's not about you, it's not about you, it's about these two guys. You can't go in thinking you will definitely do this and you won't. It's like parenting, you know? You decide that you're never ever gonna do something and then you find yourself doing it. But I also think it helps when they're sitting across the table from you.
If they're up at a big lectern,
right.
you're a mile and a half away.
Exactly, which really is what it even looked like. Now, I was in the room during the Lehrer debate, and he was. And not only was he a mile away, but he's kind of down. So I think that kind of thing does matter. Things are going to slip past you, no matter what. I think I've accepted that. Like, there'll always be something, and I bet you do this too. There's never a show that goes by. There's never a piece that I write that I don't look back at it later thinking, oh, I should have done this.
She says that she's going to start asking follow-up questions. This causes a big problem with the campaigns, right?
Yes. So what happened is the Commission for Presidential Debates, which is actually, it's not a nonpartisan commission. That's what people think it is.
Right.
It's actually a bipartisan commission.
Yeah.
The whole point of the commission is to make both sides look good.
Yes.
And they don't want some journalists ruining it all. Yes. So both sides came out with vigorous complaints about Candy Crowley's comments, and they want to neuter her and make sure she doesn't ask follow-up questions. They want her to basically be the girl with the microphone, go from person to person, just hand it over. I don't quite know what the purpose of that is, but they don't want any follow-ups. They want the debate to basically be an opportunity for them to spout their talking points. And this is coming from President Obama as well as Mitt Romney. I expect this from the right, and when I see this from the left, I must say I'm very disappointed.
Right. Well, see, what people don't understand is the way they used to do the debates was the League of Women Voters would organize the debates, and they would invite the candidates, and they were the ones who pretty much ran the whole show. Well, as soon as they figured out that we're going to have to do a debate every time there's a presidential election, they decided to take it over, meaning they, the politicians. So the Democrats and the Republicans then got rid of the League of Women Voters debates, and they decided to have their own body, which is not partisan, it's bipartisan, which is not the same thing. And so they decided, hey, what's the easiest way? What's the format that makes us look the best, that won't cause us the most harm or the least amount of harm? And they picked it, and then they get to pick the moderator. And the fact is, on this story, Candy Crowley comes out and says that she's going to ask follow-up questions, that both the campaigns get wind of it, and they go, no, she's not. We have an agreement. So they don't have an agreement with Candy Crowley. They don't have an agreement with CNN. They have an agreement with each other. So Mitt Romney and Barack Obama's campaigns have agreed what's going to happen, and they didn't even bother to ask the news person. That's how much this isn't news.
This is emblematic of the problem that we have in America today. Our political process has been completely hijacked. It's not about having an honest debate of ideas. It's all about who has better aesthetics, better visuals, better optics, as they would say. So you have, so you need to have a tall candidate. They can't be short. They need to, look like a president. And it's all about, style over substance. And rather than having a vigorous debate where we can understand their ideas, we just hear their talking points, and that's it. And I can't believe both sides are happy with that. And the fact that they want a docile media that never asks any questions, no follow-ups. I mean, you just take the answer and then you just move on. That's what they want, and that's what they're getting. That's what we're getting. I mean, we never see on mainstream media anyone go after the candidates. It's very, very rare when they do, and when they do, it's a shock.
You're talking about the news media falling down on the job, not holding politicians' feet to the fire? Is that
yes, that's correct.
Well, and I've said it before on the show, the problem is that the news media, the way our system is set up is that the news media is like a check on power. Not only political power, but also corporate power, right? So what happened was these news people kept investigating politicians and investigating corporations, and the corporation said, I'm so sick and tired of them, I'm gonna go buy those news people. So they bought the news people, and then they bought the government. So now it's all being run by one big corporate it's like one big corporate monopoly that runs everything, right? And so that's why whenever there's any journalism that happens, it's rare. It almost never happens, which is why we have the system that we have. So that's the problem. So the problem is that the people who are the watchdog, we have what's the old saying? We have the fox guarding the hen house. And that's what's the problem. So the people who should be being investigated actually own the investigators, and that's why we get people like David Gregory and Stuffalopagus and Candy Crowley. And I mean, I don't know much about Candy, so I don't want to disparage her until she does a bad job, but. But I'm guessing she will.
Well, this is one of the other lines I think has been going for it. And I wonder what you guys think about this, because I wasn't sure. They were saying they waited for a female moderator to come along before they jump at them with this kind of, I guess this line of attack previous to them doing the debate, saying, well, we don't want them asking follow questions. So there was other female journalists, ex-moderators that were saying, I hope she steps out. It's like a women's rights thing. Like they wouldn't do this to a male moderator and say beforehand, you're going to do it this way because we need you to do it this way and you're going to step down, sir. I don't know how much validity is to it. I mean, we just had Martha Raddatz do the last one. I mean, there was one side that was attacking her beforehand, yeah.
Yes.
But
Martha Raddatz actually did her job. I think she actually did ask kind of some good follow-up questions. And now they're coming after Candy Crowley, and the suggestion is that maybe it's that they wouldn't do this to a male. They wouldn't kind of. And
I'm not sure about that. I mean, whether they would do it to a man or a woman, but clearly what they're doing is
protecting themselves.
Crowley, don't pull a Martha Raddatz.
Yes.
We didn't like that at all.
Yes.
So we want you to go back to being Jim Lehrer.
Yes.